Have you ever wondered if WW gives you the right breakdown of calories, fat, protein, and carbohydrates? Well, in today's What I Eat in a Day, I'm gonna double count so we can see. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Manya and I have maintained a 20-pound weight loss for over 2.5 years. Today is a What I Eat in a Day, but I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to double track everything. I'm going to track my food in Weight Watchers, in the Weight Watchers app, but I'm also going to track in the Healthi app. Healthi is an alternative to Weight Watchers that a lot of people like for a couple of reasons. One, it tends to be cheaper, although I know Weight Watchers is offering specials all the time, but it is cheaper on an annual basis, and you can do something called secondary counting, which is you'll have your points, which are very similar to WW, but then you can also choose to watch your macros. So that would be your calories consumed, your protein, fat, and carbohydrates. I often see people ask whether WW could offer you those kind of metrics. And I get it. It's very interesting to look at your secondary tracking metrics. What I love about WW from a personal perspective is that with the 0-point foods, I don't have to be so particular about weighing my food. When you are tracking macros, you have to weigh your food. You have to be as precise as possible. I weigh everything in grams when I am tracking my macros. And to be perfectly honest with you, and if you've been watching any of my videos lately, you know this to be the case, tracking macros makes me a little nutty. It fires off some of the stuff in my brain that makes me really hypercritical, hyper alert, hyper aware in a way that's not particularly healthy for me. So for me, I actually like that WW doesn't show me all that back end stuff, because the way that I eat and what I consume, which is a higher carbohydrate diet that is full of whole unprocessed carbs, those actually can push up things like calories, but I can still lose weight doing it. So when I try to compare the two, it just, like I said, I go nutty. But every once in a while, it's helpful to just confirm that WW is the right path for me. So today I'm going to show you on the screen what WW tells me point-wise, and then I'm going to weigh everything in grams and show you what Healthi gives me. And at the end of the day, we will see how they stack up against each other. I always say that there is no one diet or lifestyle or way of eating that works for everyone. You have to find what works for you. So I'm just presenting you with different options so you can think through which one you want to pursue. I hope you find it helpful. Here we go.
I do. Love you like I love you like I love you. Yeah, love you like I do. Love you like I love you like I. Love you like I.
That was everything that I ate today, and now I'm going to show you the results in the WW app using pure points with no macros, no calories, nothing, and then the Healthi app with bites, which is what they call points, and then calories, protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And guys, this is really interesting. I've sort of lightly done this in the past, but I've never focused quite as much as I did today. So I should have all this stuff up on the screen. Let's start with WW. On WW, I used 23 points, which is exactly what I'm given for the day. It was 5 points at breakfast, 9 points at lunch. That was a lot because I used hummus to make a salad dressing, and then I also had a flatbread and a Japanese sweet potato. I will say that if this had been the purple plan, I wouldn't have had to count the sweet potato. So this is what it is. We've all accepted it, but Weight Watchers has bumped me up enough in points that I'm really staying within my daily allotment, even counting those whole carbohydrates that I used to get for free. So that was lunch at 9 points. Dinner was 2 points, and the total for snacks throughout the entire day was 7. Points-wise, on the Healthi app, I went over. They give me 23, same as WW, and I ate 25. And I was watching really closely throughout the day, and for the most part, I was staying even with WW for up until I had popcorn as a snack. And Healthi just counts air-popped popcorn, and WW doesn't. So that threw me over the points for the day. So on Healthi, I had 6 bites for breakfast compared with the 5 for WW. Lunch was the same at 9 bites. Dinner was only 1, so the tortilla, these little street taco size carb balanced tortillas, I had 2 of them. WW counts that as 2. Healthi counts that as 1. And then for snacks, I came in at 9 bites as opposed to the 7 on WW, and that is, like I said, because of the popcorn. Now, I will admit that I did watch the calories throughout the day, and I changed my evening snack to stay under calories, which I would not have done on WW because I wouldn't have known that I was going over calories. So that is the most interesting thing to me. So let's switch over to the macros. So on Healthi, you can see that they have given me a goal of 75.4 grams of protein. Some of you are going to think that is too low, and I know that in the protein crazy world right now, that is too low for someone of my size. The protein crazy world says I should be somewhere between like 95 and 130. I have done that in the past. I'm not worried about it anymore, but you can see that I did go over and hit 88.5 grams of protein. Now, the other thing that the protein crazy people would say is that I'm not counting the right types of protein, because there's protein in everything, right? So every time I put in romaine lettuce or a Japanese sweet potato, there was some amount of protein, and they would say that doesn't count. You really need it from dairy or lean meats, proteins, that kind of thing. So from a personal perspective, I'm not worried about that. Carbs, you can see, as predicted, I went way over, as I always do, because I eat a carb-heavy diet. However, they are whole unprocessed carbs. So fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing, the potatoes, that's why it's pushing me over. So I ate 261 grams of carbohydrates, and Healthi assigns me 188.5, so I went over. However, I eat a very low-fat diet. That's not necessarily deliberate. It's just the way that my palate is. And so they assigned me 50.3 grams of protein a day, and I only ate 37.6. So I think between the fats and the carbohydrates, it kind of evens out. And then for calories, they are giving me a goal of 1,508 calories a day. That is a calorie deficit for me because I am still trying to slowly lose about 10 pounds. And I ate 1,518. So I went over my calories by 10. I'm not particularly worried about that. But like I said, I did change my evening snack to stay closer to my calories. I ended up eating 24 grams of a Catalina Crunch cereal, just dry, whereas my plan had been to have Greek yogurt, raspberries, and the cereal, but that pushed me over by a couple hundred calories. So it affected my choices. If I had been strictly doing WW, non-fat Greek yogurt and raspberries are 0 points, so I would have felt just fine eating 1 point of that cereal and then having the yogurt and the raspberries. So my takeaway is that WW and Healthi in terms of points and bites are well aligned. I think that you could use either one. I personally think the interface for WW is easier to use. It's more intuitive, it's just easier, and I have so much data stored in there. I mean, I have years worth of weigh-ins, and I use Connect. Find me on Connect if you haven't. I'll put my username right here. So for me, WW makes sense. You can, in Healthi, turn off all those secondary macros if you want. You can turn off the calories, the protein, the fat, and the carbohydrates, or you can just do the macros and turn off the calories, or reverse. So if you are someone who really wants to know how you're doing on the back end, Healthi would probably be a better choice for you. What I've mentioned in the past is that having all those macros makes me a little obsessive. And so I'm trying to do what has worked for me in the past, which is to trust WW and their point system. It is interesting that I would have gone over my calories for the day, because what everyone says is that really the only thing you need for weight loss is a calorie deficit of a couple hundred calories. So if I had gone over by a couple hundred calories, would the next morning, would today have been a loss for weight loss? I don't know. That said, there is some controversy in the WW community about 0 point foods and activity points. I have 2 videos about that. If you are interested in learning about either one of those things, you can click on either of these videos right here and find out my opinions on activity points and 0 point foods. Thanks for being here as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.